Hello, this is Grant. Welcome back to another episode of Dead Rising 1 MasterRun.
It's over. HQ's decided to ignore us.
So, this point, I think we're starting to get at the point where everything's going to be different based off of
Contacted headquarters.
what you chose to do over the course of 3 days, if you did the quests, the cases, or not.
Knowledge of what happened here. Special forces.
It'd be interesting to see. I don't quite know
for cleanup at midnight.
how everything
They'll take
changes
everyone out.
depending on what
Zombies?
quest you did.
People. Everyone.
Because there's got to be some different things. Like, I think the military shows up no matter what. I'm not 100% sure because there's not really much reason for me to play through the game, not do the cases, but then also go all the way to day 3. Normally, if you're not doing the cases, you're there for like an achievement. So you're just gonna have, if you don't do the cases, you have so much downtime. But like, Jess gets infected, as we're gonna see in the cutscene coming up. Well, if you stop the the cases before then, how do they handle that? Like, do they just have the same scene but a different result? I don't know. It's actually one of my gripes that they don't have more endings that matter. They're all basically succeed or like 6 that are just fail. It'd be kind of cool if you had more reasons to choose. It's like, I'm really surprised that there's no actual case where you can only get like survivor A or B, but not both. Or maybe just make it really hard to get both. And then perhaps whichever one you do save comes with a particular advantage, and have that repeat over different things in the game, so that it's more about like, okay, who do you save? Like, you can't save everyone in theory, unless you're awesome like me and make these videos. Or so basically, yeah, you have to say, okay, well, maybe I want this perk, but that means I'm gonna have to give up this. And they might be something simple like something like with Paul, or maybe they always have, like, it's a cop, so you can always go to them and you can get a single handgun every time you leave. So you can have that, which would be pretty useful, especially early on in the game when you're new at things and don't know where to get guns, or you just like need a gun to like shoot something, like shoot a zombie to clear it, or set off tanks, fight a psychopath. That'd be nice. But maybe your other option might be something like, oh, saving the survivor, he's a photographer, so you get 25% increased PP or something from all sources while he's alive. I don't know quite what situations or other things I would do it. If you have any cool ideas of how you'd like to see the game handle that, let me know. I can't wait. I would love to have more and more discussion about this game. I feel like I missed the kind of zeitgeist of it being big, because I actually didn't get an Xbox till it was a while after Halo 3 came out. That was my first big game. So I would really love, like, I'm sure there's so many cool details that other people know that I don't.
Jessica McCartney?
So here we cut kind of quickly into the scene where the military showed up. You can get the military uniforms for Frank. Not particularly these guys. I think these two have unique uniforms for some reason. Probably they're just made at different points in development.
We'll be taking you into custody.
I want to say that
if you sign an agreement to keep your
the
mouth shut about all
military
this,
uniforms are probably the most popular among players. Let me know what you guys like. If you like going silly, like what I have, or something more serious. But I usually see convicts, military wear, basic Frank, or something really silly like a horse mask with sunglasses that stick out in a dress. Those really silly stuff is pretty popular too. I'm surprised I don't have him say something like, "What in the hell?" and then it cuts to this. I'm really amazed he doesn't shoot her. Like, he goes on to die. But, I mean, he's been... unless particularly he's like the most cowardly one that can't deal with zombies, which might be why he got put there. It seems like everyone else gets the memo. No. Maybe they should have had another guy. He probably was like, man, I got 1 day more till vacation. So here the military start moving in and clearing out zombies. I think the first stage is that just that everything will be dead. Or, no, there'll be zombies. And there will be military personnel, like, I don't know, like 2 to 4 per area. And then as you move down, they'll be like, all zombies dead. Well, and then military, with the exception of like underground. There's always zombies in the underground. And then eventually you get to the point where I think everything's clear at one point. It's really weird. I talked in another episode how I think the reason it gets so packed on day 3 is so you can have like that weird juxtaposition with all of a sudden they're all gone. Jesse makes a pretty good zombie, man. Taking out 2 armed personnel. Military. Damn. But we're going to stop over here. There's a little note from Otis saying where all the survivors went. Apparently he stole a military helicopter and flew it out. I don't know how you fit like 40 people on there, but he did it. Or maybe he had multiple trips. I think that they just don't want to have like an arbitrary limit. Like you can only save 20 people. So they just take whoever's there. I'm curious to see if you can get a survivor here, like still in the mall, who has, like after everyone's gone, and like what would happen. I don't quite know how you do that. I think you cannot go into CARLITO'S hideout if you have any survivors in your party. I think that's how they manage that. I think. Here we have Jesse. You actually get an achievement for taking this. Same with Zombie Brad if you go down and find him. I don't know how long they stay there. But we cut to a couple hours later when we need to go talk to Isabella. And it's going to mark the military taking out all the zombies.
The military. They'll come, won't they? It's just like Santa Cabeza.
It's supposed to be a pretty big operation because unless they like strictly started with the mall, I can't imagine actually clearing out the entire town. They move fast, or even just like when they quarantine the entire town to keep zombies from getting out. That'd be hard. Like you need someone on every like mile watching for any zombies. So here we're gonna cut ahead again. There's a lot of downtime. I spent some of it trying to kill the helicopter. I don't know if you can kill the helicopter before overtime mode. Or I don't know what the deal is, because it seemed like I brought a lot of firepower and was just eh. I think I do manage to kill it, though, before overtime. And at this point you can see my PP will start jumping up a lot, because these guys are worth a lot of PP, and they're really frequent. At one point I farmed them by going in and out of the supermarket. The chainsaw makes like really fast work of them. Also, if you're high enough level, the decapitate is an instant kill on these guys. Or, not decapitate. Or you pull out the intestines. Plus some other ones, like the throw is also pretty powerful, but that's hard to use if you're getting shot at. But we're foreshadowing to the final boss, Brock. We're going to end it here. This is Grant. And don't take your epic foreshadowing for granted.